The TD James Moody Jazz Festival has some incredible performers, including my guest today, multi-Grammy nominee, pianist, and composer Omar Sosa will be performing at NJ on Saturday, November 8th. Great to see you, Omar.
Hey, hello, hello. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Hello, everybody. Hello. Much love to everybody. Peace, love, and unity with music. With music.
Absolutely. You're joining us from one of your studios in Barcelona.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm in a process to move to one studio to the other. But it's life is the moment. Life is the moment, and we need to be ready for a lot of sin at the same time, even if we don't be able to do a lot of sin at the same time.
Absolutely. So Saturday, November 8th, the Omar Sosa Quarteto Americanos features Sheldon Brown on saxophone, clarinet, and flute, Ernesto Mazar Quindelon on bass, and Josh Jones on drums. You love working with this quartet, don't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, this is basically a, a reunion of my first quartet. When I arrived to United States in 1995, I started playing in a different band in the Bay Area. I started playing with John Santos, yeah, with Josh John Band, and after a few months, I decided to create my own band. By that time was called a QBA because it was a co-leader band with Jesus Diaz, a great Cuban percussion player who based in the Bay Area, and certainly after that I move on. I move a little bit part time to Europe, so this band is diluted a little bit. But the only positive thing from the COVID in my side was I went back to the Bay Area and I called my friends and I said, "Hey, guy, everybody's in home now. Nobody do nothing. Can we go back and play together again?" And everybody say, "Okay, yes." And now we played for 4 years, yeah, with my previous band, but unfortunately with not the same bass player because the original bass player was just Brennan, but he basically don't play music every day. He's a CEO of a shoes company now. And I asked two other friends, man, he's a bass player in town, and as a good friend of us, a great producer, Greg Landau, told me, you know what? Who's here? Ernesto Mazarquín. He was the former musical director and bass player of Charanga Habanera in Cuba. He's one of the top, by that time, one of the top a timba salsa band. And I say, wow, if we have this guy here, is the perfect backbone because we can call, I say I can call, and we can call our quartet finally Quarteto Americanos. Why? Because everybody's in America, but America is not only North America.
That's right.
America is South America, Caribbean included. So we all based in America. Say, okay, Cuarteto Americano with a Cuban backbone. So that was great. And now we play for I think after COVID, 4 years. Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned about COVID because so many artists that I have spoken to, creativity has just been nourished. When COVID happened, artists used that time for you kind of a reunion thing, and I'm sure the creativity flowed because you were there and you were stuck. You couldn't tour or anything like that. Talk about the creativity process during COVID.
Well, yes, thank you for the question. Is arriving in a perfect time because my next record is gonna come maybe in a few weeks. Yeah, it's a solo piano. It's called Sendas. I create during COVID because because basically, yeah, I was on tour in Italy and they took shutdown. Poof. I said, what? I said, well, we was on tour with my crew, with my sound engineer, and couple guys with video camera, and I said, well, let's find a way to survive. And you know what happened? And the Fazioli company, the piano company, he opened the door for us to go and use one of his best piano in his studio. And I told my sound engineer, Marco, hey, brother, this opportunity happened only one time in your life.
Wow.
And we went there. We have the whole day with Paolo Fazioli, the boss, there, because everybody was sitting, waiting for something. And actually, after I record this record, basically I record for myself. Just because it was a moment and nobody knew what going to happen with their life. Because this kind of panic and this kind of fear, everybody was carrying inside of their inner voice, because every day you was here, somebody died. I remember, yeah, a few days before they called me, Moody died. You know, the Cameroon saxophone player, he one of my heroes, one of my masters. I say no, and the next day they call me another family, and I'm not a guy who carry too much fear, but I need to confess, I was with a little bit of fear at that time, because this idea of the people close to you without a touch you can kill you. This is what completely, my mind don't arrive to a point to process this. So what I did was I was writing music 6 in the morning to 3 in the morning every day. Like I say, if this is gonna be my time, I'm gonna at least deliver some music and write it. I wrote I wrote 14 string quartet pieces, 5 different ensemble, half of the symphony.
Wow.
My ex-wife, I remember she told me, Omar, I feel you have a little bit of problem. I say, but another scene, I start drinking a little bit. Why? Because I decide to come to Barcelona to be close to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, okay, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna write some music, and I love wine. I'm crazy about natural wine. And I discover, what's funny, because I discover the sellers, they don't sell their wine. And the natural wine, have a short period of time to be alive. So I discovered through a friend of ours who is a cinema director, he said, hey man, one of the sellers, they start selling their top wine for €1.
Oh, wow.
€1. So I was buying cases of 16, and I,
Omar.
the natural wine is only 11%, 10% of alcohol, sometimes 9%. And this wine, it's called Masmoya, by the way, amazing. €1. I was talking direct to the seller, something that never happened in a regular time. So it was cost me more to ship the wine to the house than the wine himself.
Wow.
So I was with my glass of wine, 724, 24/7, and writing. And sometimes I was writing without a piano. Because, this kind of, I don't want to say fear, because I don't like that emotion and that feeling. This anxiety, let's put it that way. This anxiety put me in a mode of the only thing I can do is create music, And the Spirit was with me in that time, man. And now the music that we play with the quartet is a lot of the music I wrote during COVID. Mm-hmm. And this is why I think COVID brought a lot of sadness to the world and to the people, but brought other things. It's like Marco Aurelio used to say, it's not the problem, it's how you see and how you look the problem. And I need to say thanks to the spirit and thanks to the universe for bringing me this kind of emotion to put myself in tune with the notes and the vibration. And I wrote music. Brother, I need to say, I wrote more music than what I can play in this life.
Wow. And even before COVID, your music has always been inspirational and spirit based. So
Oh,
that that
thank
it makes sense that you got more on top of that. And when you talk about fear, yeah, we all had fear during that time. Omar, it was a very unsettling time for all of us. Tell us about this solo album that's coming out. What should we know about it?
well, basically, it's beautiful to play with your brothers. It's beautiful to play with the people you know for more than 30 years. You don't need to talk. You don't need to even say what song we're gonna play. Of course, we haven't been, because we've been touring now for 4 years. For 4 years. But most of the time, when we change the music in the show, we look at each other, and it happened to us in the Detroit Jazz Festival a few weeks ago. Uh, was a moment. We looked the watch and said, "Oh, we have only 50 more minutes. Yeah, we need to. We need to. We need to escape one song and move to the next." And I remember I looked Joe, and he told me, and he started playing the song I got in my mind.
Because you've had that connection now, because you've
Yeah,
been working together. That's another thing when you have a quartet like you've had now for as you mentioned 4 to 5 years, you start really knowing each other's moves. We talk about it all the time about being, if you're on a basketball court, you know exactly, what that guy is going to do. Is he going to make a pick and he's going to roll on the stage? You guys as musicians kind of know each other as well. Tell me a little bit about the new album though.
well, the new album was called Send Us. Send Us in English means path. Why? Because was the, let's say, the answer of what I was feeling inside because of COVID, because this reality we experience in this period. So I basically improvise the whole record. Actually, was more the one record. It's 3 records because we was in a facility factory for the whole day. And the good thing, we was in Italy. We take a little break. We went to eat. Amazing.
No wine
Only,
though.
of course, wine too,
Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
of course, man.
Of course.
Yeah, in Italy, and I remember we were the whole restaurant for us
Wow.
because there was a time when the people had fear to go out, and even if because in Italy they was the first to close, but they was the first to open.
Mm.
But I don't know if you remember what happened. They opened a little bit, but they closed again.
Mm.
Yeah, here in Europe, they closed 2 times. Yeah, because they were thinking, oh, everything going well, and was worse. And in Italy was the time when they opened a little bit. Yeah, it was on tour. And I remember that, the people of Contratempo is one of the cultural organization in the region of Friuli, Venezia Giulia. Is one region in Italy where the Fazioli factory is. They have amazing restaurant, amazing chef, and we went to one Michelin star restaurant, and it was cheap and only for us, and we eat. I have a photo. I was not the time of a lot of selfish, all these photos, but we all take a photo of that moment because the food was so great and everything. I play with basically one of the best Fazioli piano the factory have there, because they have there. He opened the theater. He told me, okay, do whatever you like here, because we need to move on. This is what Paolo Fazioli say. And I really appreciate his love, because he said, please come. Maybe in another time he say, no, forget it. It's not like this.
I'm curious, Omar, because I don't play the piano, but I get this sense, when you sat down at that amazing piano, as soon as your fingers hit the keys, you knew something was different with this instrument, right?
Exactly. Piano, for me, the piano is like when you meet a person. When you meet a person, the vibe and the energy of this person grabs you or not.
True.
For many reasons. I mean, it's a spiritual thing, it's the environment, it's how this person come, yeah, the language, But with the piano, it's important for me, have a spiritual communication with the instrument. Because, the piano is made by elements, it's made by wood. The wood have a spirit. Everything have a spirit in this universe. Every single thing. And of course, when you see it in one piano, I'm a Yamaha artist. When I see it in front of the CFX Grand Yamaha, it's something like a person open the cellar, like I want. I said again. Yeah, I go to your house, and your cellar is something personal. Is for the people who love wine, your cellar is personal. You got the wine you like, you got the way and some people have a wine they don't even drink. I have it costs 3,000, 5,000. It's not my case. No, I drink it. Yeah. But if I write to your house, if you open your cellar, that means you already include me in your close circle of friends.
Yeah, I get it. Now, one of the great spirits we had in this music was James Moody. I know you never had a chance to play with James, but
it's a dream, man.
Tell me what it would have been like for you to be with James Moody.
Well, first thing is gratitude with big letter, with big letter, and shiny. Yeah. And second, I need to be open to receive. And third, I'm gonna ask to the master, tell me something about why you feel when the note come to you. When some note come to you. Because when the note come to us, or the melody come to us, they don't come alone. When you create a melody, this melody is in a way a voice of one of the spirit to try to tell you something without a word. It's like it happened with the singer-songwriter. Singer-songwriter, sometimes the words come first. La palabra viene primero. But for musicians like us, we express ourselves through melodies. The melody sometimes is simply the voice of the breeze, the voice of the wind. And I would like to ask that, Father, when you play a melody, what is the first thing that comes to you? Is the motion, the melody, or the image that relate with the melody? I don't know. Sometimes I'm going a little out.
No, it's fine. But it's obvious why the TD James Moody Jazz Festival would have Omar Sosa as one of its artists and guests for the festival because not only are you a spirit, you're a joyful and you're a funny guy, and that's what everyone talks about James Moody. The same thing. He was such a great spirit. He loved to laugh, and so I'm sure it's an honor for you to play at this festival in his name.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely more than honor. It's basically the opportunity the universe and the spirit and light and ancestor give to us to be part of something deep and solid, deep, and full of let's say spirit. Because being in New Jersey is not like being in Manhattan. It's different because it's different unity between the community. It's not like the tourist city. Like, for example, I'm in Barcelona now. Barcelona, this studio is a little outside Barcelona. It's in Barcelona, but not in the center. But when you go out, you see families, you see people, you see kids play, you see people talk in Arabic or people talk in I don't know, in another language. So, and you see the community. When you go to the supermarket, it's not a supermarket, it's a little supermarket. When you know the guy, you tell the guy, oh, the mango arrived today. No, the mango going to come in 2 days. This is something, I've been in New Jersey a couple of times over my life. And it's a soulful city. And actually my ex-sound engineer, Everett Ramos, he born in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. It is a soulful place, especially Newark. You're right.
You're exactly right. He born in Newark.
Yeah. And you'll be performing at the TD James Moody Jazz Festival November 8th. And this will be a special event, and it will take place at NJ Pack's Victoria Theater. Omar Sosa, what else can I say? But I raise a glass to you for not only your music, but your spirit. It's been an honor to talk to you.
Well, Omar. I wish I can find the glass, but I show you how massive this is.
A glass in spirit, Omar.
Okay. So, well, thank you so much. By the way, say hi to Carlos Varela when you talk to him. He's an old friend, and we start together. Him and his direction, and me my direction. But by that time, I was a musical director of a great singer who lives in New York now, Xiomara Laugar, and we got one of his songs in our repertoire. So say hi to him, and thank you to everybody, and much love, and see you in AG Park. Yeah, the 8th. Much love, peace, and unity. Ashe.
Sounds great, Omar. Take care.
Bye-bye, brother.